Is it useful to march in protest of the president? Let's clarify. The day after Donald Trump became the 45th President of the United States, millions of Americans marched across the country and the world in protest. They wanted Trump to know why they didn't like him becoming president. There is a long history of protests in the United States. When many people get together and go into the streets to protest, it means they want the leaders of the country to hear them loud and clear. They are worried or concerned or mad about something. There are times when protests don't work. For example, in 2002, millions of people across the US and the world marched against the Iraq War. But it didn't work to keep us out of war since we invaded Iraq in 2003 without a real good reason. But sometimes protests work to push leaders to change their minds. In 1913, a large group of women marched on Washington, D.C. for their right to vote. It was the first of many events that led, in 1920, to give American women the right to vote in elections. In 1963, during the Civil Rights Movement, a huge march took place, also in Washington. African Americans wanted the same rights as white Americans. The Civil Rights Act came into law a year later, making it illegal to discriminate against people based on their color, race, religion, sex, or country of origin. In 1969, also in Washington, 500,000 people protested against the Vietnam War. The anti-war movement kept growing and growing until the U.S. president ended the war in 1975. Of all the protests we talked about, which one matters the most to you? Have you ever been to a march? If yes, why? If not, what would you march for?